So what could a song that doesn't have any words be about? The composer Felix Mendelssohn wrote a series of short piano pieces that he called songs without words, and a friend of his asked Mendelssohn what he meant by these songs. Mendelssohn replied, "People often complain that music is too ambiguous, whereas everyone understands words. With me, it's exactly the reverse, and not only with regard to entire speech, but also with individual words. These seem to me so ambiguous, so vague, so easily misunderstood in comparison to genuine music, which fills the soul with 1,000 things better than words. The thoughts that are expressed to me by music are not too indefinite to be put into words, but on the contrary, too definite. And so I find in every effort to express such thoughts that something is right, but at the same time that something is lacking in all of them. If you ask me what I was thinking of when I wrote the song, I would say just the song as it stands. And if I happen to have certain words in mind, I would never want to tell them to anyone, because the same words never mean the same things to different people. About 6 months ago, I made a video where I explored the meaning of music, and I came to the somewhat tongue-in-cheek conclusion that music means nothing, at least in the literal sense. It's interesting to see that Mendelssohn came to the same conclusion about language, and he's not the only composer to do so. The composer W.A. Matthieu reaches a similar conclusion in a chapter from his book, The Musical Life. Let me tell you my big epiphany about language. I've always been a musician. I've spent 50 years practicing music, and it never occurred to me to be a writer. And it's only in the last 5 years have I tried to develop a writing discipline. The more I wrote and played with language, the more absorbed I became in its delights and its intrigues. At first, I fully anticipated being able to say what I mean, so as to fill in the arteries with word blood, as to sense the pulse of the hearts, or something. Perfect clarity does occur in music. One learns to compose all of what the moment carries, but I never feel that words completely say what aches to be said. Last year, I was sitting on my studio porch doing my favorite thing, listening after an afternoon of music to the evening. All across the sky was the flickering between two worlds. Twilight means too light. When I looked up, I felt a pulse under my eyelids and thought, I know this dusk flicker, and I bet everyone else does too, but there are just no words to describe it. No way. Impossible. Then I found myself remembering these words. When the evening is spread out across the sky, like a patient etherized upon a table. I had been given ether as a child. I had been a patient etherized upon a table, had gone under and felt the twilight underneath. Now, as the childhood experience, the poem, and the present moment all came together, my love for language blossomed right there on that porch. I saw that language is metaphor and simile, and the operative word is like, spoken or implied. Words approach experience roundabout. Music is specific. What you hear is what you get. Language is rich, various, and inexact. You have to keep saying what is 1,000 ways until somebody jumps. W.A. Matthieu was only able to capture that personal experience of the twilight through words by relating it back to an earlier experience. You wouldn't do that with music. Music is the experience. Music occurs entirely within the moment. So maybe a better question is instead of wondering about what a song without words would mean, maybe we need to wonder what the words in the songs that we are listening to actually mean. Because it seems to me, the music speaks for itself. So, yeah. This video is really just an excuse for me to read a chapter from The Musical Life. I really like this book. I really like everything that W.A. Matthieu writes, and you should check it out. So, thanks for watching.